So people come to me and they go, hey man, I'm lazy. Hey man, I'm not focused. Hey man, I can't do this. No. You're not. It's not that you're lazy. It's not that you can't focus. You just have limiting beliefs. You know, that's it. Like, I believe everyone is capable of greatness. If I got to where I am at, I know you can. Trust me. All right. So really be careful with your self-esteem. Be kind to yourself. Don't just be a bitch and be like, yeah, you fucked around all day today, man, but we're good. Like, you go, hey man, look, we fucked around today. That's not good enough, bro. But how can we ensure we win tomorrow? Because I want you to win so much, bro. You know, and you say that to yourself. It's almost like you're harsh, but you give yourself the necessary advice to move forward. Like being your best friend. How would you talk to your best friend? If your best friend was just fucking up hard, you wouldn't go out to him and be like, you fucking loser, fuck you. You'd be like, hey man, like, I care about you. You know, and I really see that you have a lot of potential. Let's figure out how we can help you win. What is going on? It's John Gabb here, helping entrepreneurs master their mindset. And in today's video, if you understand these 3 concepts I'm about to share with you, it's going to change your life, okay? Now, let's get straight into the video. Before I do, let me know in the comments below, are you liking this style of videos I've been making? Just filming off my screen with my notes. I personally am loving it. It allows me to get into flow state and just really express the message I'm trying to get across. So let me know in the comments down below. And if you could like the video, that would be massively helpful. So let's jump straight into it. So today we're going to be talking about the self concept, okay? Now, the self concept is made up of 3 things. And number 3 is the most powerful one, all right? If you can understand number 3, that's where you're going to have your biggest breakthroughs in your life. So make sure you watch till the end to understand that one. They all link together, but they won't make sense if I just teach you one, okay? But number 3, if you understand that one, you could probably get away with not knowing the other 2, okay? So the first one is your self-ideal, okay? Now, your self-ideal is basically, you know, it's the best version of yourself that you can imagine. So imagine your dream self. That's basically your self-ideal, okay? So think of it as, you know, your values, your goals, your visions, your dreams. That's what the self-ideal is. Now, one powerful way to understand your self-ideal is to gain clarity on your values, okay? One other thing I would say, before that as well, is your visions. So like really, where are you trying to go in your life? What does your dream life look like? Where are you living? How many homes do you have? Just be bold with your vision. My vision is just everything. It's so much specificity. It just gives you the clarity. So your visions, and I would say your values, okay? Because then it's like, where am I trying to go in my life? And what are the values I believe in that are going to help me get there? So answer these questions. What is your ideal self? All right. What is your ideal self? You know, are you wealthy? Are you happy? Are you confident? If I got, you know, my vision, which I have printed off, I have a vision of myself. Like, John is confident. You know, John is just so confident in himself. John has faith in the universe. All of these values and things that are aligned with my ideal self. You know, John is fearless. He loves challenges. John loves doing deep work and being focused. All right. So really get clear on what is your ideal self, and pause the video right now and take action on this, right? So next one, what are your values? So we got clear on our ideal self. Again, what I recommend you do is just bullet point it out. Now, what are your values? Okay, so it's next door, but I have a little card with my values on there. So if I think of them, in fact, I wrote them down here, all right? So examples of my values are health and energy, okay? Presence and focus, gratitude and love, discipline and effort, clarity and simplicity, confidence and winning. Now, from this clear self-ideal and values, you will find it easier to make decisions based from them, and over time they will become habitual behaviors, okay? So let's say for myself, health and energy. When I know this is one of my values, if I look at my overall health and fitness journey, for those of you that follow me on Instagram, if you don't, follow me on Instagram at John Gabb, the link will be in the description, but I've documented my entire transformation in fitness from when I started about 200 days ago to where I am now. And I I know for certain it was getting really clear on my values, okay? And from doing that, let's say my values are, I value exercise. I value eating a healthy diet. My exercise has gone up. Like, I haven't missed a day of working out in over 200 days. And my my diet and my overall foods I consume now are like 90% whole foods and 90% aligned with my macros and my diet that I eat, okay? And as I keep leveling up, I know, let's say little things happen. So as I get really clear on my values, right? I might, let's say for example, I'll just cut off certain foods. Like one day I'll just be like, all right, I'm going to stop eating dairy. Just cut it off, right? And from that, I stopped eating chocolate. I stopped eating so many other foods that contain dairy. So it's just, again, by gaining clarity on my values, it's like one day you just have this epiphany and you're like, no more, right? And you completely end it off. And I've experienced this in many, many areas of my life where I would just say, no, I don't eat that sort of food now. And then I cut it off, right? So that's the power of getting clear on your values. The same with presence and focus, right? Today it's Sunday, it's 8:36 a.m. and I've crushed my day. Like I've literally destroyed it. I woke up at 5:30, went straight into some deep work on working for the agency, done 2 hours of that. After I've done that, I've been studying for an hour. Now I'm creating content around that. After this, I'm going to study my skill set and do some more business planning. Then I'll be doing some fitness stuff. I'm going to do yoga and stretching today, all right? Then I'll meditate. My point is, I'm just focused. I'm present. I'm living the life I want, right? I'm just in the zone, right? I'm focused on my goals, okay? Same with gratitude and love. I just express that a lot more now. Like I wake up today, I'm like, I'm grateful for this day ahead of me. I'm grateful. And gratitude is very powerful. Same with discipline and effort, right? I don't know anyone more disciplined than me, but I used to be the guy who was the least disciplined. That's where it's crazy because I was that guy, man. Like I was so undisciplined. I didn't do anything I said I was going to do. I was lazy. You know, I didn't like effort, but now I love effort. I love challenges. I love being disciplined. It's who I am. All right. Clarity and simplicity. All right. Another one, like as I've been doing this is probably the area as I'm reading over it, I need to keep on working on the most, just simplifying stuff. I know in my wardrobe, I've got too many clothes. I need to just throw a bunch of them out, but I know one day I will, right? Confidence and winning again. Confidence and winning. When I got really clear on this one, this was an area I was really weak in, right? Just overall confidence. And I really honed in on this specific area. And what I started to do is I started to really focus on like, you know, what would it look like to be confident? How would I be if I was confident? And that's when I really started to go hard on my personal brand. So I started to upload every day to Instagram. I started to upload 3 times a week to YouTube. I started to really push my message of my entrepreneur out there. And it's all because I gained clarity on, you know, the self-ideal, my dream self, okay? So really, when you get clear on your values, you start to make more decisions aligned with those values, okay? But if you don't have clear values, it's almost like you have these two conflicts in the back of your mind. You have the devil and the angel, right? The angel's like, hey man, eat the healthy food. Hey man, put your message out there. But the devil's like, nah, fuck that, bro. Let's eat the bad food. And you're unsure. But when you take a step back and you get your journal out and you get clear on those values and you sit down, you're like, what do I value? It clarifies it for you. It allows you to have that better decision making, okay? So that's basically those 2 points there. I really recommend you take action as the video goes along. So just pause the video right now, right? Pause the video right now and answer these 2 questions. It will take you like a minute. Like, what's your ideal self? Write down a few answers. What are your values? Write down a few answers. Moving on, okay? Cool. So that is the self-ideal, okay? Now, let's talk about the self-image, okay? And then we'll get into the third one, the most important one, like I said. But the self-image is basically how you see yourself. It's an inner mirror. In psychology, they say the person you see is the person you will be. The person you see is the person you will be. So if you look at myself, right, as an example, or just use myself as an example, right? I see myself as a disciplined guy. That's just how I view myself. So from that, I wake up at 5:30 every day. I go to the gym every day. I do deep work every day. I study every day. You know, it's just who I am, right? But the old John, right, I saw myself as a lazy stoner, a lazy guy who's not smart enough, a lazy guy who can't really do much of his life, you know, doesn't like effort. So because I viewed myself in that way, I acted in that way. But what happened was, as I started to act in alignment with my self-ideal, all right? I started to do little actions and things like that, maybe going to the gym, and then I would do deep work, right? It wasn't perfect. Sometimes I'd miss the gym, but overall I started to notice, you start to see yourself from a different perspective. So your self-image changes, and from that, like it says here, the person you see is the person you will be. So I started to see this guy, and then I was like, fuck. And where this got really powerful for me, this was when I had a massive paradigm shift. When I documented my fitness journey on Instagram, I basically filmed myself every day for 100 days working out. And at the end of the 100 days, I remember looking back at that, and I was like, this guy's a fucking savage. Like, this guy is a savage, right? And that's when I was like, oh shit, it's the self-image is how you kind of view yourself from like a third person perspective, because I was crushing it, right? But it's almost like I couldn't see that, I didn't view it from that perspective. It was almost like, yeah, it's normal, right? And I didn't give myself the credit. And this is where, again, the third point comes into this. But when I saw myself from the third perspective, I was like, fuck. So for you watching this right now, I guarantee you, if you analyze your life, look at where you've been crushing it. I don't care how small it is, right? Give yourself credit for that, because if you don't, right? This is where I see a lot of people, when I speak to them, they almost try and deny it. I say, look, you're crushing it. And they go, yeah, but this. But here's the problem. You won't ever go above that, because you're always going to be shit talking yourself. You're like, yeah, but you didn't do that, bro. So, if I was to look at my old self, even when I was going to the gym, right, and when I first started off, it was like 15 minutes a day I would do. I would work out for 15 minutes a day. I would still be like, man, you're a fucking champion. Like, you're a champion, keep going. Because then, again, you're changing the self-image. You're changing the way you view yourself, right? All improvement in life begins with the improvement in your mental images. I always use this example as well. If I say to you right now, apple, what comes to mind? The word apple, right? Some of you watching are going to think of the fruit. Some of you are going to think of iPhone. Some of you are going to think of, I remember once somebody was like Isaac Newton, right? Because your thoughts create mental images in your mind. So if you are trying to, let's say you say this, right? You're like, I want to be disciplined. But you, in your mind, you link disciplined as not being disciplined, and you view all the times where you wasn't disciplined and you gave up and you was weak-minded. You're not doing anything by saying that. If anything, you're weakening your mind even more. But if you say to yourself, I am disciplined, right? And you see yourself being disciplined, maybe you view a time in your life, again, let's say within a week, right? Let's say in 7 days, right? You had one day where you crushed it, and the other 6 days you didn't crush it. Them 6 days are probably going to weigh on your mind, right? But what if you say, I am disciplined, right? And you think of those 6 days, and you're thinking of the times you wasn't disciplined. But if you think of that one day, that's proof. So you go, I am disciplined. You think of that one day, and then you can say, look, I know we fucked up on 6 days, but one of the days we done it. And one day I'm going to get to the 6 days where I'm disciplined, and the one day where I'm not. And that's where I'm at in my life. It's easier for me now to do the things that I used to find hard, and it's harder for me to do the things that I once found easy. It used to be easier for me to wake up on a Sunday, or most days, have a lie-in, fuck around, not do my values, not study, not create content, whatever it might be. But now it's easier for me to wake up at 5:30 and get after it. And it's harder for me to lie in and not get after it, because I've changed my self-image, changed the way I view myself, okay? Hope this makes sense. Powerful stuff. If this is the stuff that's going to change your business and your life, I guarantee you no one's putting out content like this. No one is putting out content like this. Stop listening to the fucking tactics and those other gurus. Pay attention to this and apply it. Anyway, from the clear self-image, it's easy to act in alignment with who we want to be. And from acting in a way we want to be, from acting in a way of who we want to be, our self-image becomes stronger as we have proof and evidence to back this up, right? Without proof, the mind simply won't believe. So here's a great technique I learned from a book called Psycho-Cybernetics. And what it said is, it's called getting the winning feeling, all right? So when you have this self-image, right, that's poor, and it's like almost always looking at the negative, you're like, oh, that's bad, that's bad, that's bad, you didn't do this, you didn't do that, you didn't do this. You're just giving yourself more belief to back up why you're not that person. But like I said on the previous example, if out of 7 days you are undisciplined on 6 of them, but one day you're disciplined. That's proof. That's proof, and you can start to believe it, right? It's not about how much you are. It's just about the consistency of it, right? So if you do it once, man, I could do that 5 times, right? So even if you're disciplined for 1 minute in a week, you can use that. It's proof. It's evidence that you are disciplined. Really understand that, guys. It's proof and evidence you are disciplined. Because if you can do it for 1 minute, what's stopping you from doing it for 10 hours? Think about that. There's nothing stopping you other than this, the way you're viewing yourself, right? So when you have proof, you start to believe. And without the proof, you won't believe it. So give yourself proof of where you've been disciplined, even for 1 minute. Again, this is super powerful. Your subconscious mind does not know the difference between what is real and what is imagined. Okay, imagine this. Imagine I say to you right now, look, there's a bear behind you, and you turn around and there's an actual bear behind you. How are you going to feel? You're going to shit yourself, right? But then what if you find out it's just a man in a bear costume? It talks about this in psycho-cybernetics. You wouldn't be scared, right? Because it's your perception of that, all right? It's just your imagination. So you thought it was real. Now, try this example. Pause the video after I've spoke about what to do, but I want you to imagine yourself at the top of a skyscraper and your feet are literally going off the edge and you're looking over the skyscraper. Close your eyes and do this. Like, pause it and do it, right? I guarantee if you've done that, you felt it. Yeah? You actually felt what it was like to be on the top of the skyscraper looking over it. Because your subconscious mind, again, it can't tell the difference between what's real and what is imagined. So when you can start to visualize, right, you can visualize and imagine the type of person you want to be, which will help you act in alignment in that way. So you might sit there and visualize just being ultra disciplined, being super focused, right? And this is what I done when I wanted to become more focused. I wrote it down and I remember it so clearly. I was like, one of the affirmations I wrote down is, I focus on demand. And I would see myself focused on demand. And now I just do that. I sit down, I'm focused on demand, and I just get into deep work on demand, right? It really is that. So visualize and imagine yourself, right? Getting super clear on the person you need to be. Again, I'll make another video on this, right? Let me know in the comments below. Do you want to see a video where I break down my vision and my actual, how I craft up my vision to be able to visualize around it? But what I do is I have my vision written down and I'll sit there in the morning and I'll read over it. And then I'll just spend like 20 to 30 minutes just seeing this guy in my mind. I'm like, let's say I'm like, John is disciplined. John goes after his goals with full confidence and conviction. That's written down. I'm going to read over it. Cool. Then I visualize it. I'm seeing it in my mind. So it's almost like it's already done. And this stuff is magical. Like when you can begin to visualize and use your imagination, you don't understand what can happen in your life. You know, it's just crazy. They've done studies where, you know, let's say they were getting people to play basketball. And when they were doing basketball, they got, 3 groups of people. One group didn't practice at all. One group visualized practicing the free throw, and one group physically practiced the free throw. And it was like 22% or 23% of the people that visualized, that's how much they improved by 23%. And the people that practice physically, right, it's like 24, 25%. Think about that. They just visualized it and they've done it. So bear that in mind for your life. You don't have to physically go out there and do deep work. You can visualize it first. All right, cool. I hope that one makes sense. So again, this stuff is so valuable, right? I touched on this one already. You know, create a clear mental image of you focusing on your work. And this is one of my favorite quotes I learned. And that is, right, thoughts are the process of actions being born, right? Thoughts create a mental image. Like I said with the apple example, you know, it's like, here's an apple, right? Cool. We think of, here's the word apple, we think of fruit. So that's then going to maybe decide on us going to get the fruit. So anything in your life, if you're not acting in a way you want, I guarantee you, it's your thoughts are creating an image in your mind, right? Your thoughts are creating an image in your mind that are then making you act in that way. Again, that's another probably video I can make on. Let me know if you want to see that video. Just let me know if you want to see more content like this, pretty much, right? Now, number 3, like I said, the most powerful one, your self-esteem. How much do you like yourself? How do you feel about yourself? And this one hit me because when I was learning about this, I realized for the longest time how, Like the example with my fitness journey, when I documented it, it was almost like I was still in the back of my mind going, you could have done better. You could have done more. You could have done this. You could have done that, right? And it was all because I didn't really like myself. I didn't feel good about myself to the level I should have, right? You become what you say to yourself most of the time. And this is why I believe in the past, I would always start on a journey, but then I'd stop. I'd give up. I wouldn't follow it through to the end. And I was like, oh, I'm just not disciplined. Then I worked on my discipline and I was like, it's not that. It's just the way I see myself. It's the way I feel about myself. Because if every time, imagine this, right? Imagine every time you succeeded and then here's John, you're shit. You didn't do good. Why are you trying? What's the point? Give up. You would stop. You might not stop, but you would be like, fuck this guy, bro. Like, why is he talking to me like that? Because that's how most of us talk to ourselves. Like, plain and simple, we are not our best friends. Like, one of the most powerful things I started implementing last year was being my best friend, right? Being my own best friend. Like, John, I love you, bro. Like, you're a winner, bro. Let's go, man. You got this. Because if you came onto this video and I was like, you're not going to succeed. Why are you trying? Like, you failed in the past. You wouldn't watch my videos, right? Pretty obvious. So why do we talk to ourselves like that? It's crazy. But you need to change that. This is why I'm saying this is the most powerful one, because if you don't give yourself credit, if you don't give yourself the love, you're always going to feel bad about yourself. And you might achieve your goals like I used to. I used to achieve my goals, but I felt bad. I didn't feel good about myself. I would wake up and just feel like, all right, I've got to get this done today. I'm disciplined. Let's do it, right? But now it's like, man, I just love myself. Like, as I'm working on this video right now, I'm doing my deep work this morning, I'm studying, I'm just immersed. I'm loving it because I love myself. I'm my own best friend. You understand, right? The majority of your emotions are determined by how you talk to yourself throughout the day, right? Think about this. If I say to you right now, like, imagine this, you're going to die today. You're going to die. I really feel that, like, you're going to die today. If you've done that and you really felt what that was like, that's the power of one fucking belief or imagination or thought that we have, the impact it can have on our emotions. Just one thought, like one thought. So now, imagine throughout the day, again, going back to this stuff, right? Your mind does not know the difference between what is real and what is imagined. Think about that. It doesn't know the difference between what's real and what's imagined. So you might be taking action on your business, right? Now, this one thought, you're going to die today. Let's say that was true. You'd be like, oh my God, like your emotions would be going nuts. But that's the power of one thought and how it impacts your emotional state. So you could be having a thought which isn't even true, like this one here, right? Like, you're going to fail in business, right? It's not going to work out. How does that make you feel? Make you feel horrible. Like, why would I put in all this effort if it's not going to work anyway? And that's all down to your self-image, right? Your self-esteem, how you feel about yourself. Can I do this? Am I good enough? Am I confident enough? So if like I said, if your thoughts are just trash and they're like, you're going to fail, it's not going to work out, why are you trying? Just like this one here, how it made you feel, it's making you feel that way. And you're so distracted by Facebook and social media and your daily distractions that you're not even aware it's making you feel like that. So people come to me and they go, hey man, I'm lazy. Hey man, I'm not focused. Hey man, I can't do this. No. You're not. It's not that you're lazy. It's not that you can't focus. You just have limiting beliefs. That's it. Like, I believe everyone is capable of greatness. If I got to where I am at, I know you can. Trust me. All right. So really be careful with your self-esteem. Be kind to yourself. Don't just be a bitch and be like, yeah, you fucked around all day today, man, but we're good. Like, you go, hey man, look, we fucked around today. That's not good enough, bro. But how can we ensure we win tomorrow? Because I want you to win so much, bro. And you say that to yourself. It's almost like you're harsh, but you give yourself the necessary advice to move forward. Like being your best friend. How would you talk to your best friend? If your best friend was just fucking up hard, you wouldn't go out to him and be like, you fucking loser, fuck you. You'd be like, hey man, like, I care about you. And I really see that you have a lot of potential. Let's figure out how we can help you win. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, talk to yourself like that. It doesn't have to be some like pussy stuff where you're just weak. It's like just being your best friend, right? Cool. Yeah, and again, this is a big point. How you feel will determine how you act. How you think creates how you feel, and then how you act. Again, You know, if I use this example, if I say to you right now, man, you've just won the lottery, like guarantee, you just won it. It's facts. You've won £100 million. Yeah, really, imagine how you'd feel. You'd be going crazy. You'd be running around your house like, oh my God, I won £100 million. Yeah, but then imagine I'm like, yeah, bro, I'm taking that away from you. You ain't got that now. You'd be like, what the fuck? Like, that really got taken. Because look, your thoughts, changing the way you think, then that changes how you feel, changes how you act. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm like sitting here, I'm like, oh, I think I'm depressed. I feel depressed. I act depressed. You know, my body language. If I'm, you know, throughout this whole video, you can tell I'm excited by my body language, my energy, right? Because I'm thinking I'm excited. I'm feeling excited. So I act in that way. Mad. So how to improve your self-image and self-esteem, all right? Self-talk. Because these will interrupt the thoughts and the mental images, and again, impact how you feel and then act. Self-talk is number one, right? If you notice there's a little negative thought popping up that's not serving you, man, cut that off. Tell it no. No, I don't believe that. I'm a savage. I'm a beast. And again, it goes back to having a clear vision, clear values, all of that stuff there, right? But self-talk is the number one easiest way you can just cut in front of that thought that's not serving you and replace it for one that you do. You know, my self-talk is savage and aligned with the man I must be to achieve my goals. Like today I woke up and I felt a bit tired. I was like, bro, we're going after it today, man. We love challenges. We love leaning into this. Let's go, man. Are we going to win today? Yes, let's fucking win. You know what I'm trying to say to you? So that self-talk, imagine that compared to the old one. It's like, oh, I'm tired, man. Let me go back to bed and sleep. It's not comparable. You know what I'm trying to say? The more I align my self-talk, the more it becomes habitual. All right? The more I align my self-talk, the more it becomes habitual. Again, what that means is automatic without me having to even do it. This is one of the biggest concepts we cover in our program, Mind Systems, right? Where the whole concept of our program, Mind Systems, is to make it automatic and easy for you to do the actions you know are going to get you the results you want in your life. So there's no effort involved. It's just automatic for you now to do those things you know are going to get you the results. I know me waking up at 5:30 is going to get me the results I want in my life. I know doing deep work, studying mindset, studying my skill set, going to the gym, it's all going to get me my vision. And now they're automatic. It's a mind system, all right? Before, my mind system was working against me. Now it works for me. If you want to know more about mind systems, there'll be a link in the description at the top, or you can go to mindtrepreneur.com, all right? But either way, now my internal dialogue is just aligned with my goals, visions, and dreams. There's some days where it's not, you know, and I have to work on that with self-talk, all right? And again, reading over my vision and stuff like that. But overall, I hope you found this video valuable. If you truly understand the concepts of what I'm sharing with you now, your whole life will change. I promise you. Like, there's nothing else to be said. If you don't understand how the things I've shared with you in this video don't align with you living a better life, then you didn't understand the video and you need to rewatch it. So I hope you found value in this. Thank you for watching my content, and I'll see you in my next video. Let's go.